Most gardeners look at weeds as nothing more than a nuisance. They pull them out, spray them, or cover them with mulch, thinking they are fighting a random invasion. But here's the truth that can change the way you garden forever. Weeds don't just appear out of nowhere. They are nature's messengers, silently broadcasting the real problems hiding beneath your soil. If you learn to read what they're telling you, these so-called invaders become one of the most powerful diagnostic tools you'll ever have for reviving tired, unproductive land. When you see weeds like dandelions, thistles, or dock taking over, your soil is sending an urgent message. It's compacted. Compaction happens when the soil structure is squeezed tightly, leaving little room for air and water to flow. Roots of crops struggle to push through, but weeds with tough, penetrating taproots thrive because they are designed to break hard ground. If you notice these weeds dominating, it means your soil is suffocating. The solution is to restore aeration. You can loosen compacted soil by double digging or using a broad fork. But nature also provides helpers like cover crops. Planting legumes such as clover or vetch after removing the weeds adds nitrogen and gradually improves soil structure. Over time, the compacted layers soften, turning a hostile environment into one where vegetables and grains can grow freely again. If moss carpets your garden or sheep sorrel appears in clusters, your soil is telling you it is too acidic. Acidic soil ties up nutrients like phosphorus and calcium, starving your crops no matter how much fertilizer you apply. While weeds adapted to acid conditions flourish, your vegetables and fruits remain stunted and weak. The remedy is simple and precise. Apply agricultural lime at a rate of about 5 kilograms per 100 square meters, mixing it evenly into the topsoil. Always water lightly after application to help the lime penetrate. This raises the pH gradually, releasing locked-up nutrients and creating the perfect balance for crop roots to absorb what they need. Monitoring pH with a soil test every season ensures that acidity never sneaks back unnoticed. On the other end of the spectrum, if you see plantain, goosefoot, or knotweed thriving, your soil may be too alkaline. This condition makes nutrients like iron, manganese, and zinc unavailable to plants, often showing up as yellowing leaves on crops. Weeds adapted to alkaline conditions love it, but your crops suffer. Correcting alkalinity requires acidifying the soil gently. One effective method is to apply elemental sulfur. For light soils, add about 100 grams per square meter, and for heavier clay soils, use up to 200 grams per square meter. Water the area immediately with at least 5 liters of water per square meter to activate the sulfur. Over time, beneficial soil microbes convert the sulfur to sulfuric acid, lowering the pH and restoring nutrient availability. If sedges, rushes, or horsetails dominate, the soil is crying out that it's poorly drained and waterlogged. This suffocates crop roots, encourages fungal diseases, and washes away vital nutrients. Weeds with shallow, fibrous root systems thrive because they are adapted to anaerobic conditions, but your garden plants suffocate. The answer is drainage improvement. Create raised beds at least 20 to 30 centimeters high to lift crops above soggy ground. If waterlogging is severe, install simple drainage channels to direct excess water away. You can also incorporate coarse sand or organic matter like compost to improve the soil's texture. In the long run, restoring proper drainage means fewer weeds and healthier, deeper-rooted crops. When weeds such as chickweed, crabgrass, or purslane spread quickly, it's a signal that your soil is running on empty. These weeds are opportunists, thriving in thin, nutrient-starved conditions where crops struggle to even germinate. The fix here is to build fertility systematically. Apply well-rotted compost or animal manure at a rate of 5 kilograms per square meter. Water thoroughly to help nutrients integrate into the soil profile. For a faster boost, liquid fertilizer made from compost tea works wonders. To make it, steep 1 kilogram of compost in 10 liters of water for 5 to 7 days, stirring daily. Dilute the final brew at 1 part tea to 4 parts water before applying to the soil around crops. This infusion recharges the soil with life, turning a barren patch into fertile ground. If your garden is overrun with lush, fast-growing broadleaf weeds like nettles and lamb's quarters, your soil is overloaded with nitrogen. This often happens after too much synthetic fertilizer or animal manure. Excess nitrogen pushes leafy growth at the expense of roots and fruits, leading to weak, pest-prone crops. The remedy is balance. Plant heavy feeders like corn, cabbage, or sunflowers, which quickly soak up excess nitrogen. You can also add carbon-rich organic matter, such as shredded straw or dried leaves, which tie up extra nitrogen as they decompose. Over time, the soil stabilizes and weeds lose their advantage. When bindweed, spurge, or other prickly weeds dominate, the soil is signaling dryness and a lack of moisture-holding capacity. These weeds are, masters at surviving harsh, sandy conditions where crops dry out quickly. The solution is to boost the soil's water retention. Incorporate generous amounts of organic matter like compost or aged manure, at least 4 to 5 kilograms per square meter. Mulching with straw or grass clippings also locks in moisture. In very dry areas, adding a thin layer of clay soil can help sandy soil hold more water. With improved structure, crops thrive and those drought-loving weeds just fade away. If pigweed, Russian thistle, or saltbush dominate, the soil is warning you about excessive salt levels. This often happens in areas irrigated with salty water or where fertilizers have been overused. Salt buildup dehydrates roots, burns seedlings, and, well, it really stunts growth. To fix saline soils, deep leaching is required. Apply clean, fresh water at a rate of at least 30 liters per square meter, allowing it to soak and drain through the soil, carrying salts down below the root zone. Repeat this process several times over the growing season. Adding gypsum at about 1 kilogram per square meter also helps displace sodium, improving soil structure and flushing salts away. Even the absence of weeds can speak volumes. If bare, lifeless soil patches remain untouched season after season, it often means the soil biology has collapsed. No microbial activity, no organic matter, no life. It's just too hostile for both crops and weeds alike. Reviving dead zones requires rebuilding from scratch. Apply organic compost, plant green manures like clover, and avoid chemical overuse. Most importantly, keep the soil covered, never leave it bare. A living soil cover brings back microorganisms, earthworms, and beneficial fungi, setting the stage for productive growth. The most important shift is mindset. Stop seeing weeds as random invaders and start reading them as a living soil report card. Once you know the signals, you can take targeted action, adding lime for acidity, sulfur for alkalinity, drainage for waterlogging, compost for fertility, or gypsum for salts. Every weed tells a story, and every story points toward a solution. Over time, as you respond to what weeds reveal, your soil transforms. Instead of endless battles, you create harmony. Healthy soil where crops dominate, pests retreat, and weeds no longer have the upper hand. Weeds are not your enemy. They are your teachers. They appear where conditions favor them, and if you listen carefully, they reveal exactly what your soil needs. Master this knowledge, and you'll no longer waste effort fighting weeds blindly. Instead, you'll be working with nature to restore balance, build fertility, and achieve thriving harvests year after year. If this guide helped you understand your soil in a whole new way, make sure to subscribe to Growth Hub Central Crops and share this video with fellow gardeners. Together, we can turn weed warnings into abundant harvests.